And I'll tell you what, if Gavin Newsom decides to run in 2028, it's going to be endless content for us here on the Bald Brad Show. It is basically Joe Biden without the mental disability or cognitive whatever he was dealing with. This is basically Joe Biden 2.0. It's an upgraded version. He's a robot. But I'll tell you what, the guy's slimy. You've seen him. He lies through his teeth, and he's good at it, man. It's kind of like Satan himself. Satan himself is very good at lying. He manipulated Eve. He's manipulated a lot of people throughout Scripture and throughout thousands of years by just twisting the truth ever so slightly, where if you weren't very in tune with what is happening and the true word of what is actually truth and what is false, well, it's game over. It's GG, and he's going to manipulate a lot of people. Look what he did to California, folks. And I see right through that snake, but we'll make sure that we're here. If he's running, baby, we're here fighting. With that being said, welcome to the Bald Brad Show. It's good to see all of you. Not exactly sure if you're new here, but if you are, well, welcome. We love having you here. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, a Republican, a conservative, an independent. Matter of fact, most people that watch the show are independents. Welcome. Well, let's jump right into the news today. We have Gabbard slashing spy agencies and revoking clearance. So this is a little bit of an update of what we covered yesterday. Now, if you weren't here yesterday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard announced a massive overhaul of the intelligence community on Wednesday. I don't think there's anybody other than maybe Democrats who capitalized on these three-letter agencies going after political opponents would be in disagreement that, hey, there needs to be a restructuring. There needs to be an overhaul after what we just dealt with for 4 years. Matter of fact, it goes really beyond Donald Trump as well. This has been a long time coming. This would be somewhere in terms of where the deep state comes from. This would be where you have these managerial classes, what Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running over there in Ohio, likes to talk a lot about. This is where that comes from, where these unelected bureaucrats are the ones telling all of you what you can and cannot hear. They're telling you in certain places, not necessarily the DNI, but other places of government, on what you can and can't do with your money, with your business, putting in regulations, all this stuff. It's not these politicians that are being elected and running the show. No, it's their staff. It's these bureaucrats that have been there their entire lives that are telling us what to do. So this includes cutting her agency size nearly in half. I love that. And revoking the security clearances of 37 officials for abusing the public trust. Now, I believe 2 of those 37 are Anthony Blinken and Jake Sullivan from the Biden administration. That was covered yesterday. Now, I did not know she's cutting her own agency nearly in half. And as somebody that loves smaller government, I'm all about that. Absolutely. So this is dubbed ODNI 2.0. The plan will shrink the Office of the Director of National Intelligence by almost 50% by the end of the fiscal year. Wow. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of moolah. A move that will save an estimated, look at that, $700 million annually. The overhaul, which was personally greenlit by President Trump, includes a 30 to 40% reduction in personnel, which tells me that there's probably a lot of people there that don't need to be there. Remember all those people that never showed up to work? They haven't been in the office in 4 or 5 years. They don't even know what their office looks like. Yeah, those types of people that work like 3 jobs, you know what I mean? And how do they do that? Well, they don't actually work at the government. You know what I mean? They're not actually doing the national intelligence work. They're out there doing some other work. Maybe they have their own side hustle, their own job. And so not only are they getting a paycheck off the taxpayers' backs, but they're also getting a paycheck for doing that other job. So they're killing it while all of us are just trying to make ends meet here. Well, that's always lovely. It's not going to piss anybody off. But remember, they know better than you. Yeah. And they demand that they still keep their job. They'll walk out with their box of goods looking doom and gloom. But we know what you're doing. Gabbard also announced she has revoked the security clearances of 37 current and former officials for politicizing and manipulating intelligence. Oh, gee. Do you think that those were Republicans or, I don't know, Democrats that got their security clearances removed? But don't worry, guys. January 6th, we'll just always bring that up. January 6th, remember, because that's the comeback that they have queued for themselves. Whereas if you say anything about the Democrat Party, and boy, can you give a long list of the things that they did, don't worry, January 6th was the darkest day in American history. Not the Democrats enslaving black people or doing terrible, evil things to them or Jim Crow or segregation and all that stuff. No. January 6th. Yeah, where one person was deleted for doing something knuckleheadish. Yeah. Weird. I know. Well, in a separate announcement, Gabbard said she had successfully negotiated with the UK. That was what we talked about yesterday, to get the country to drop its demand for Apple to create a backdoor into the encrypted data of American citizens, a move she said protected constitutional rights. Not sure if that's exactly true. There's always been talk about the right to privacy and how technically that's not really there. It is, but it's not. That's not the debate for today. But hey, I'm all for privacy rights, baby. That's what I'm all about. So love that Tulsi Gabbard. And like Karen said, Donald Trump are cleaning house with a weed whacker. And that's exactly what we voted for. We voted for this. Did we not, Patriots? We said, hey, we don't want this big government. We don't want these randos telling us what to do that weren't elected. I don't like that. And I think a lot of you don't like it either. What we always say here is, leave us alone. Let us live our lives. But they can't, because they think they're better than us. We're just peasants to these people. How about taking clearances from the one that spied on Americans and not just political figures? Well, you know what they would say, and I'm not disagreeing with you. What they would say is, well, you know, there's acts put in place by George Bush that allow them to spy on Americans. But I'm right there with you. I mean, after what you saw from even just Crossfire Hurricane, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Well, speaking of other craziness, Texas passes new GOP map after Democrat walkout ends. Here's more updates on that. It seems like this has finally come to an end. The Texas House of Representatives passed a new Republican-drawn congressional map on Wednesday that is expected to give the GOP as many as 5 more House seats. Now, this is nothing new. This has been an ongoing situation, as Karine Jean-Pierre always loved to say, for about 2 weeks now. Ending a chaotic 2-week standoff with Democrat lawmakers who fled the state. I still didn't see anybody get arrested. Did any of you? So I would say, and make a really bad pun here about Greg Abbott grandstanding, but I'm not going to. If you're going to say that you're going to take the sergeant in arms and you're going to arrest these people, I fully expect you to do it, because I am tired of this crap being pulled. And by the way, if Republicans pulled it and Democrats took out their sergeant in arms, say, hey, we're going to arrest them, you know, the Democrats would actually follow through with it. At least the Democrats have a spine. I'll give them that much. At least they follow through with crap, whether you like it or not. Hey, we're just going to leave and not do our jobs. Okay, and they go do it. Hey, we're going to segregate black people on college campuses. They just go do it. Whether you agree with it or not, at least they have a spine to do what they say they're going to do. Republicans don't do this. Mind you, I'm a registered Republican for those that are new here. Where are the cuffs? Where's locking these people up, Greg? The returning lawmakers were met with new rules. Oh, okay. Requiring them to sign an adult hall pass to leave the chamber and to be assigned a police chaperone. So what happened was, there was a question proposed by a Democrat saying, if I leave this place, am I going to be arrested? And they had to ask multiple times. The tense atmosphere was heightened on Tuesday by an active shooter threat made on social media against Republican lawmakers. Now, to be fair, I'm sure these types of threats happen all the time. You just don't ever hear about them. One Republican state representative dismissed the Democrats' protest as crocodile tears and bad Kubaki theater. I know I'm saying Kubaki. Oh God, what the? I know what it is, but I haven't heard that phrase in a long time. I think my dad said that in the past. I don't know. Kabuki theater, I think is what it's called. Kabuki theater or something like that. Pointing out that Democrats have gerrymandered their own states. Correct. I mean, everybody sees the hypocrisy. Everybody. So there's some updates with you. They had to be there. They had to sign a hall pass because you got to treat them like kids. And, well, you know, stuff gets done. Now, Democrats hemorrhage millions of registered voters. Here we go. This is what I really wanted to get to. Everybody perk up a little bit. You know what I mean? Put a little... You know, flex your abs and sit up straight. Put your shoulders back because you're slouching. Here we go. By the way, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. I always love hanging out with you. Democrats hemorrhage millions of registered voters. And they lost millions nationwide over the last 4 years, while Republicans have seen significant gains, according to a new analysis of voter data. Ooh, here we go, baby. That signals trouble for Democrats ahead of the 2026. Everybody pause. Don't necessarily believe that, okay? In the sense of, oh, well, since they're losing voters in the millions, I don't need to show up for the midterms. We got it covered. No, sir. You remember the midterms last time. Oh, well, there's going to be a red wave. There's going to be a red wave. Oh, we got this in the bag. Look at Joey. He's an idiot. He's drooling out of a drip tray. I don't need to show up to the polls. Get your butts out of your seats and show up on midterms, please, for the love of God. Call your grandma. Call your grandfather. Even if he's in the grave, just make the call anyways. Get your ass back down here. We need you. I'm as serious as a heart attack. That's why I don't like this stuff being said, because people get lazy. Oh, good. We're fine then. They're not going to show up because they don't have the voters. And then we get we get swept. We know better. An analysis by the New York Times of the 30 states that track party affiliation found that 2020 to 2024, Republicans had more voters than Democrats in every single one of those states. All told, the GOP gained 2.4 million new voters, while Democrats lost 2.1 million. Now, that could mean that 2.1 million moved, not the entirety, right? But maybe a lot moved over to the Republican Party. Mind you, that could just be new registered voters as well. People turn 18 years old and they end up becoming Republican voters. Now, from what I'm hearing is this new generation is actually being more conservative or Republican than ever before. So that's always a good sign for us. But it also does not shock me that they lost voters, because I don't know what the Democrat Party's running on. And I'm being sincere with you guys. I'm not trying to just be a smart aleck or a smart ass here. I really don't know what their platform is running on, because you kind of throw spaghetti at the wall. And I suppose one day it's about like global warming or climate change, I guess they call it now. And then the next day it's like, it's just all about Donald Trump for them. And then the next day is about like, well, we don't want the big, beautiful bill and we don't want higher taxes anymore, which was crazy. But then they want all these services that you would need to pay for through higher taxation. They want open border. Hand to God, I have no idea. Like, at least as far as us, it's like, hey, drain the swamp. We want lower taxes for you. We want lower regulations. We want better trade. We want to get men out of women's sports. Like, how is it that I'm able to actually define exactly what we're doing for all Americans? Taxes benefits all Americans. Securing the southern border benefits all Americans. It keeps you safer. It stops the possibility of your child being, abducted or taken or sold off or given drugs that they shouldn't have and being deleted, all those things. Making cities great again, making America great again, bringing down the tax brackets, or at least bringing down the tax, giving them opportunities to have more money in their pocket to invest it, giving them opportunities to have more jobs. How is it I'm able to do that? You won't get that from Democrats right now. That's why people are leaving, because they have no idea what the Democrat Party represents other than transing your kids, I guess. Hell, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying, trust me. This trend continues, or coincides rather, with the party's favorability rating hitting record lows. I'm going to say that again just because I think all of you, we deserve, after all our hard work the last 4 years getting Donald Trump elected, we deserve to hear that again. And it feels good. This trend coincides with the party's favorability ratings hitting record lows. Yep. Mm-hmm. It just feels powerful when you say it. Yeah. Feel free to say it yourself. Yeah, you're feel good. I mean, immediately you're going to have a little bit of pep in your walk now. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. If your day sucked, it might have just got a little bit better if you read that phrase. That's why we bring the receipts on the teleprompter, or at least I guess, well, not teleprompter, but the hell is this called? The computer screen. A recent Wall Street Journal poll found that the common word voters associated with that party were woke, weak, and out of touch. Yes. And you know what? I would say you nailed it. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. The party is also struggling with an internal strategy debate. Here we go. Here we go. I told you. After attempting a moderate approach, California Governor Gavin Newsom has recently adopted an aggressive Trump-like style, launching a social media account to troll the White House in another sign of shifting political landscape. The Wall Street Journal report that Elon Musk is pausing his third-party plans and is looking to build a relationship with Vice President J.D. Vance, who many see as their apparent Trump. Now, I don't know, because J.D.'s going to have to be doing a lot more work out there in the public, because you know who's taking the spotlight right now. And this is just my opinion. You guys might think differently, and that's obviously 100% okay. That's what makes our community here on the Bald Brad Show great. There's times where we disagree, and we're still friends. Look at that. It's amazing. Marco Rubio's killing it. Now, you know, matter of fact, let's go to the chat. What are we doing here? Kabuki, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. See, you guys have my back. I'm not better than any of you guys, and hopefully it doesn't come across that I am. You know more things than I do, and I know more things than you do. It just depends on what the hell we're talking about here. Now, let's go to the chat for this one. If you had to, just as of today, and please, you don't have to go with me, are you leaning more towards J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio? So you could put Vance in the chat if you're like, hey, you know, like, this is the guy that I'm thinking of for 2028. I know you guys, we got 3 years, and we, you know, I get it. Or maybe you're thinking Rubio. For me personally, I'm thinking Rubio as of right now. Now, that changes. We got 3 years, but that changes. Vance just hasn't done anything. And nothing against him. I mean, he's done his vote. I mean, that's his job, right? It's really to walk into the Senate and break the tiebreaker. And he does some speaking engagements, but Rubio's the one that really, I mean, he's the Secretary of State. This is the guy really in there negotiating with these foreign leaders and getting everybody else together here. So, I mean, a Vance Rubio ticket or Rubio Vance ticket. I mean, I doubt Vance would do another vice presidency, but a Vance Rubio ticket, yeah, it'd be a strong ticket. It would be a very strong ticket, especially if Trump just gets everything going here. It's pretty hard not to win if you get the economy rolling and everything good. But I told you, Gavin Newsom, he's slimy, man, and he's embracing a new social media strategy, which we just covered here. I don't know, about 30 seconds ago. So in recent weeks, the social media account for the governor's office has been posting rants on X that copy the tone and style of President Donald Trump's off-the-cuff statements on Truth Social, which we've seen some of them. While it is said to be this a serious form of flattery, Newsom is copying Trump in an attempt to give the president a wake-up call. So here's some stuff. Earlier this month, Gavin Newsom's press office X account raised eyebrows when it began posting warnings to Trump in all caps and closed out with Trump's signature line. Thank you for your attention to this matter. It's something that Trump does. You guys seen it. Donald Trump, if you do not stand down, we will be forced to lead an effort to redraw the maps in California to offset the rigging of maps in red states. But if the other states call off their redistricting efforts, we will do the same. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Newsom's office. So look, they're good at politics. I mean, there's certain Democrats like AOC, as much as you hate her, she's very good at politics. She is. I think she's good looking, and she's crazy. She's psycho. I really do believe that. She's nuts, but she's good at politics. She knows how to play the game. Gavin Newsom is psycho. The guy is nuts. You don't have to look any further than what he did during COVID and what he's done to the state of California. A lot of it doesn't make sense. The guy can't even budget a state, and we're expecting him to figure out the whole country. It always has boggled the mind. Really. I mean, he has never figured out a situation here, a crisis, whatever you want to call it, a challenge. He hasn't. I mean, he's going to figure it out real quick here in 2028 because we got the Olympics coming here in Los Angeles. He's going to have to figure out the homeless problem, the drug problem, the gang problem, all of it real quick. And then that's where you really bring in force. But don't worry. If you do this in D.C. by taking people off the streets or getting rid of them, meaning you don't even know where the hell they went, you know, that's fascist in D.C., but if you do it in Los Angeles because the Olympics are coming up, you're going to never see the streets cleaner in the last 2 decades. The only time you've ever seen the streets that clean before was when a communist, meaning Xi Jinping from China, came in to San Francisco and he cleaned up the streets. Remember how he put those pottery plants out there and all that stuff? And he power washed all the streets, which should be happening all the time with our tax dollars since we're the most taxed state in the union. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, don't worry. It's fascist if Trump does it. But if Gavin Newsom does the exact same thing, maybe minus the National Guard, well, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. Yeah, I'm a little bothered by him. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this guy's not elected. And what I mean by that is I'm going to use my voice because people take your stuff out of context. Oh, what do you mean you're going to do everything in your power? Like, what do you mean by that? You're going to harm the guy? Are you going to harm him? No. Not like you psychos over the Democrat Party that do stuff like that constantly. That's why most presidential assassination attempts come from the Democrat Party by like 90 or 95% of them. I think there was one guy that went after somebody else that wasn't in all of history for the United States. So here's a few of those posts that's there for you, but all caps, trying to pull this move. So here's a little bit of this.
I don't know. I hope it's a wake up call to the President of the United States. I'm sort of following his example. If you've got issues with what I'm putting out, you sure as hell should have concerns about what he's putting out as president. So to the extent it's gotten some attention, I'm pleased. But I think the deeper question is, how have we allowed the normalization of his tweets, True Social posts, over the course of the last many years to go without similar scrutiny and notice?
So this is the best that the Democrats have. They don't have a deep bench. They have nobody to turn to. It's just Gavin Newsom. They tried Bernie Sanders and they did the polling. It just didn't work. Kamala Harris, they tried the polling. It just didn't work. AOC didn't work. I mean, the list is just going on and on and on. And nobody likes them. This is going to, I don't know another front runner that's going to be better than him. By the way, for those on audio, there's a guy sitting in the back that says, defend democracy. Folks, they allow illegal immigrants to vote in the state of California. Like what? Mind you, remember, in municipal elections, the Democrats wanted illegal immigrants to vote. They actually put them in government positions. And then what I love here is you got Adam Schiff, the most scummy, right? It's just, I told you, he would be the best Joker. And he kind of has the jawline and the nose for it. If he smiled, like the Jack Nicholson smile, he would be the best real life Gotham City Joker. So now you have the Jokers in California. You have the Penguin over there, Chuck Schumer in DC most of the time in the Senate. You have this guy. I don't know who would this be. Maybe Scarecrow, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi. A melted piece of wax. I don't know. But that's what's going on with Gavin Newsom. Now, in other news here, this was going and trending and going viral yesterday. Cracker Barrel is in the news. Now, me personally, I know I'm about to offend a lot of people in here. A lot of people. And that's okay. I'm here to offend. I'm here to change minds. I don't like Cracker Barrel. They're like, Brad, there's not even a Cracker Barrel in California. We don't care. Folks, I played hockey for like 20 years. I've eaten places and I've been to places, okay? I never liked Cracker Barrel. Some of you love this place. That's fine. And nothing against you on that. But what we have here is wow. Brad, settle down. It's morning, buddy. Okay? Settle down. Cracker Barrel redesigns face fury customer backlash. Here we go. Okay, so they redesigned their stuff. Well, why'd they do it? Gee, is this a what's that called? A Mama Jemima or whatever it's called, that lady on the maple syrup bottle? Thank you. Who said that? Thank you, Misha. Yeah, said Joker. Accurate. Yes, thank you. Appreciate you. On August 20th, 2025, meaning yesterday, Cracker Barrel Old Country Store under CEO Julie Fels Massino unveiled its first logo redesign, and it's terrible, by the way. I don't like it. Let me know, though, if you guys like it in the chat, because, hey, sometimes I'm wrong. Shifting to a simplified text-based emblem inspired by its 1969 origins, aimed at blending tradition with modern appeal. That, by the way, it looks like something that somebody with no art or talent has. Like, this is something straight up that you guys can make. It's just, there's nothing to it. It's very bland. Like, it looks like something a sixth grader would make. The change includes store remodels and new menu items backed by a $700 million investment. However, the overhaul has triggered intense backlash on social media, with critics like Donald Trump Jr. decrying it as woke and calling for boycotts, potentially threatening the brand's nostalgic image. So here is the switcheroo. I like this original one. Look, there's something about it with the colors, right? And I think maybe we're all used to, maybe that's just it, like that nostalgia feel, knowing that this was it. I mean, it's a barrel, Cracker Barrel. You got a guy, an old timely guy like Grandpa sitting there. You know, this guy's been through shit, right? Just scraping up wood and doing whatever. I don't know, I'm making something up here. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Like, it looks like a belt buckle. Yeah, you know what? You're right. It does look like a belt buckle. Yeah. Like as somebody, and truthfully, my actual personality, I kind of like simplistic designs. This just does not work in one of them. Especially when you're trying to get like that old timey feeling, like old country store. You know, you go in, it's like that old mom and pop style place. Have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel? There's like stuff everywhere. It's all designed. It's kind of like a Bubba Gumps almost. Which I think those types of atmospheres are great. You know, they had the little they give you the little, if I remember correctly, you get the little thing at the table that has like the little golf pins in them, you know, that you hit the golf ball off of, the pegs, and you get to play, and you don't know what the hell you're doing because you actually never know how to play because they don't have the actual instructions there for you, but you're just like, do. They took away the cracker. Who said that? Yes, Chris, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. By the way, I never knew if this was a white or black guy. I don't know. And maybe that was the goal. I don't know. You guys might. Some of you live in states that have Cracker Barrels. Plain English, Brad. I don't know what that means. The man on the original logo most likely is white. White man bad. Well, yeah. I heard some people posting stuff very similar like that, and I think that's maybe why Donald Trump Jr. is doing it. But, oh, here we go. They actually have pictures. Gee, Brad, maybe shut up and use the screen that the Lord gave you. Cool place. Dude, it's a fun, cool vibe. Like I said, it's kind of like Bubba Gumps. What is this? Is this the remodel? Cracker Barrel CEO. No. Are they really? This is it, folks. I know some of you are at work. Some of you, you know, you're wearing your Speedo, cleaning people's pools. That was for the ladies, by the way. No, is this really is this it? This is what they're going to do to Cracker Barrel? What the hell is this? Okay, this is not going to mean much sense to you guys. There's a place called Jazz Kitchen in downtown Disney, and it was like Louisiana vibing, man. It was awesome place to eat at, and they gutted it like this. Attendance was down. People don't go there anymore. You used to have to get a reservation to go into Jazz Kitchen at downtown Disney. You could they take walk-ups now. You could just walk right on in. Some of you love Cracker Barrel, and this is what they're doing to you. Oh boy, the person who made the original Cracker. Well, he's there. He goes. What Karen said, white guy, and then ladies, what's going on? Why are you destroying everything? This looks like a DEI hire. Let me tell you, that is a DEI hire. Who's calling for a rebranding? I don't know who. Maybe whoever's investing $700 million in this company. God, what a logo. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hold on a second. Oh, we got her talking. Put on your headphones.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Okay, let's just ask. No, okay. Look, you got to go to the chat. And that's okay if you agree with her. There's nothing wrong with it. Put a Y in the chat. You agree with this remodel, this rebranding. A no in the chat if you don't agree with it and you're not really even going to go to Cracker Barrel. By the way, maybe you're just there for the food. I mean, and you'll go. I totally get that. Where you're like, I don't care about the ambience. The food is what it's all about, baby. Put it in my belly. Let me know.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get an
You don't even look happy about it. You don't look happy about it. Everybody says no. That's surprising. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting that.
Writing that the peg game is going to stay.
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs, fireplace, vintage decor. It's all there.
All right. Okay.
But that's not what this looks like. This doesn't look vintage. This looks like, and they're doing this in California, is there's like this new home style, and you guys have seen this probably in your states, or I guess let me know if you've seen it in your states, where you guys see everything's white and then the accents are black. So like they'll do this to houses, right? They'll paint the house white, and then like the trim on the windows and then up there on the boards next to the roof are all black. Everything's off like a black. It's like the new thing. Everybody's doing this to their houses. It's like for a while, everybody was painting their house tan. Like that was the look. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's doing this, like this type of look. Like this is the new barn house look. Instead of red and white, it's white and black now. I mean, look, they kept the floors. I mean, if the one thing needed to be changed, you should have put like those old school hardwood floors, you know what I mean? That just look rustic. Like the guy didn't even sand it down. It's like uneven. That stuff is cool, man. It builds the atmosphere. Hell, I would say, you ever been in those restaurants where people just break up their peanut, they break the peanut shells and just throw them on the floor. And so when you're walking in, you're like, oh, this is cool. And you're just walking on hay or something. That's what needs to happen here. I remember those places. That was cool. So, well, let's see what people are saying here. Where'd she go? Where was that lady that was talking before this lady? Hold on a second. Let's see what the community's saying. I thought they were giving up this woke BS. Me too, but they ain't. Things that didn't happen. Seriously, they got rid of this guy. I know. I mean, what the hell did he do? It's just chilling. Poor guy. I mean, look. I don't know if it's Aunt Jemima or Ma'am Jemima. I don't know which one it was. She deserves to be back on that bottle. I miss her, man. She got that home Southern cooking, and you know she's a sweetheart. I got no problems with Aunt Jemima, man. She deserves all the credit. Get her back on that bottle. If anything, you know, the woke people are trying to erase Black history. I'll throw that out there. That's what they're trying to do. Bring her back. So I guess get those shirts now, folks, while they're gone, because God forbid there's a white guy. By the way, I don't know if it's a white guy or black guy, but it don't matter to me. It don't matter. So if you're going there for the food, good for you. But maybe it's going to work out. Maybe it's going to be lovely for all I know. Maybe it'll be great. It don't look like it. Some bad news here. I don't know why this hit me. It's just when somebody wholesome passes away and they're just good people, man, it's like, it just hits you harder. You know what I mean? Like just a good person. Well, Judge Frank, I always butcher his last name, Capiro. He passed away at 88. Now, if you knew anything about this guy, he did a TV show called Caught in Providence. And he was really known for his compassion. You know, people go through things and he was willing to listen, and people would make a donation, say, hey, you know, I have this fund. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You can't make the payment. I got like $20 sitting here from somebody that would love to help you. The guy was like a grandfather type figure to a lot of people. I tried to watch the show when I could, but I believe he had his bout with pancreatic cancer, and unfortunately, I think it went. I don't know if it went in remission, but he had it came back basically, and yeah, he passed away, man. It's just it's sad. I mean, obviously, it's sad when really anybody passes, other than if like they're evil scum. This was a good guy. This is a guy that this is what makes America great. People like him. Judging in fairness, not any bias, willing to listen to you, understands you're having struggles. And look, 88 though. And I don't know why. Does it feel like 88 just still seems young to you guys? It does to me. I mean, I make a joke with my audience. I have an older audience. My audience is basically like almost 35 and up. We got some 25 and up, but it's pretty much 35 and up. 88 to me just seems young nowadays. Like when I think it, like honestly, even like 92, I'm like, man, I feel like they're almost dying early. Even though this is like, right, you lived a good life. 88's a good life. That's like, you know, above average, I think still. But if he didn't, but think of how long this guy would have lived if he never had pancreatic cancer. This guy probably would have went to 100, maybe 102. And by the way, sharp. The guy was sharp up until the end, not like Joe. So this is a little bit about pop culture, but here's a little bit of that message. And by the way, I got to say, for a guy that's sadly on his deathbed right here, he still looked freaking good. I've seen people on their deathbed. He doesn't have the, there's a certain, for anybody that knows this, when somebody's about to pass, they have a certain look to them. And it's a look that you're not going to recognize if it's the first time you've seen it, or even the second time, really. By the third or fourth time, there's a specific look that people have when they're about to go, when they've deteriorated so much, and you're like, you'll just know, like, this isn't good. You don't tell anybody, right? You don't tell the family, because the family's like, oh, you know, hopefully they'll come back. He doesn't really have that look here yet. So this, I don't know how close to the end this was, but here he is.
I asked you to pray for me. And it's very obvious that you did, because I came through a very difficult period. Unfortunately, I've had a setback. I'm back in the hospital now. And I'm coming to you again, asking you to remember me in your prayers once more. And so I ask you again, if it's not too much, that you can remember me in your prayers. I'm a great believer in the power of prayers. I think the Almighty above is looking over us. So remember me, please.
We'll remember you, sir, especially for your kind and compassionate voice and professionalism that you always showed people. It's very, very sad. And, you know, when people get to the end like that, too, if you notice, there's not much in the way of emotion. You know, when you have pancreatic cancer, man, it is terrible. It is terrible. I'm not saying that he was wishing to pass on. That's not what I'm saying. But, man, when you're in that kind of pain, you know, obviously he had the oxygen around his neck down here. I don't know if you saw that at the bottom. He took it off. God bless him, and may, you know, may the kingdom of heaven embrace that man with open arms. Great role model for all. You know, that's a great point, Johnny. We need more men. We need more men like this. You know, there's a good point. There's a study done that when young people are around elderly people, they end up being more polite. They end up having certain values that they otherwise wouldn't have had if they were just listening to their mom or dad. We need more older people in society. The problem is that young people just completely degrade and don't respect elderly people or older people. Now, I understand that to some extent. I'm not saying everybody deserves respect, but why don't you listen to them? You're talking about somebody that lived 88 years. You think they've seen some stuff? I think, wasn't he in like Vietnam or something like that? I can't even remember. Covering fines for Vietnam veteran, never mind. But older people have a wealth of knowledge. And it doesn't mean they're right about everything, but what you do is you shut up and you listen for a little bit, and then you listen to what they have to say, and then you dissect it like, maybe you got a point there, maybe you don't, or hey, did you ever encounter this? And how'd you overcome it when you encountered it? You know, what would you have done different? If you just shut up and just listen to people for a while, man, you could really get some knowledge from elderly people or older people that have been through it. And as a young person, we all used to be young. Some of us are far removed from that. And you're like, well, I don't remember what it was like to be a teenager. You know, you get a thick head. I was like that. Oh, what the hell do you know? I didn't say that to the person. I just kept my mouth shut. But still in my mind, I'm like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Guess what? Majority of the time, they did know what they were talking about. So God bless you, Judge Frank. May you live in eternal peace with our Lord and Savior. Well, let's look at a little bit of I suppose happy news here. We have Scott Jennings, a little bit of a longer clip, but let's do it.
It was a reprehensible institution. I agree with your words that it was our original sin. We also fought a war to eradicate it and to get over it as a country, and that was a necessary thing that happened, and a lot of people died, and we did eradicate it, and that's a good thing. I think what he's asking is, in our museums, what defines us? Are we going to be defined by the worst moment or the worst institution or the worst mistake we ever made? Or are we going to be defined by what we've done moving forward to get over it and to become the greatest nation on the earth? My belief is that he wants to look at these museums, not because he wants to do away with the idea that slavery occurred, but that he wants to ask a very simple question. Are we going to present ourselves as being exceptional or not? And I think he believes there is an effort by some to continue to try to define us from our worst moment instead of try to focus and define us based on our best moments, which started when we eradicated slavery and began to move forward as the light of the world. And so that's what I think.
Museums, that's what makes us an exceptional nation, is because they tell the history and the story of our country, and therefore, you know, these horrible, horrific moments in our history. The original sin, as Abby talked about, when it comes to slavery, has, you know, we of course did eradicate it, but look where we've come today. And I think those museums, like to your point, make America exceptional. And in museums all around the world that document atrocities, whether it be, you know, from Nazi Germany to eradicating slavery here in the United States, you have to learn the lessons of the past. And to deny it is to defend it.
I don't think he's denying it. And Bachi may want to comment on this as well. But I think what he wants to ask is a simple question. As we present our history, are we spending most of our time focused on something terrible? Are we going to spend more time as we enter our 250th anniversary focused on what this country has done to improve the lives of every single person who lives here? We are the light of the world for a reason, because we're an improving commodity.
It's kind of like that idea of, and you guys will know this, is that say you never met somebody before, and you have this person that just continually is friends with another person, but they're telling you about the person you've never met before, but they're just constantly negative about that person when they're talking about them. What that does in that other person's mind that you're telling and describing about, it tells them that, oh, well, this is who this person is. They're negative and all these other things. Meaning you have this idea of who they are already, and you've never even met them before. Now, why is that, and how does that play in? It is a rough analogy, but when you're in the education system, or you're watching CNN, or you're going to a museum, and you're first learning about this country, and it's all you hear is, this country is racist, this country's evil, Republicans did this, Republicans did that, blah, blah, blah. For 13 years of your life in education, well, no wonder you're going to come out hating America and winding up like, you know, these women on CNN. No wonder. Whereas maybe if you did a little bit of what Scott's talking about, saying, hey, this is what happened. This is what we did to eradicate those evils. There's still forms of it that still come out every now and then. But for the most part, we have overcome racism and systemic racism and slavery and all these other things. And this is what we did as a nation. And that's what makes our nation better than a lot of other ones, was because we were one of the few that did it early on. And this is what we've offered. And this is where we're at today. I mean, you could talk about America in a positive life. The problem is they don't. They don't. Oh, well, slavery, we're terrible, we're bad, we're horrible. And no wonder these kids, I'm telling you, a lot of kids in public education don't even stand for the national anthem. They don't even say, by the way, even at good schools, I'm talking like #1 private schools in the country, the kids in the room, their parents are paying like $40,000 for them to go to these schools, don't even say the national anthem. They don't, or sorry, not anthem, Pledge of Allegiance, forgive me. Pledge of Allegiance. They'll stand for it because they're required, but they're not required to say it. Think about that. You're getting a $40,000 a year education at the top private schools in the country, and they don't even say the Pledge of Allegiance. They themselves are in the best schools, and they themselves don't even pledge allegiance to this country. They have some of the greatest education in the entire globe. They're the top 1% of those who have an education, and they can't even thank the Lord and give a Pledge of Allegiance for the grounds that they're standing on. It's crazy. It's wild to me. I'll never understand that. Guess who says the Pledge of Allegiance every damn morning? This guy right here. And I stand there proud. And I'm the only person every morning to say that shit. The only person ever. I think I had one person one year say it in the last 6 years. Maybe they're embarrassed. I don't know. I'm not. It's the greatest country that's ever been created. Greatest. There's no place like it on earth, man. People always go, Brad, why don't you like travel the world? Why don't you like go spend time in other countries? Why? Why? I get there's beautiful places around the world. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But what I'm saying is that our country's beautiful, man. Our country's great. There's nothing like it anywhere. Anywhere. Well, we're going to cut it a little bit early today. And I got a few things to do before I head to work. I appreciate you guys being here. Dark MAGA today, tonight, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's open to everybody, baby. And since we didn't get through a lot, we got to get through a lot when we go do Dark MAGA. So come ready, come prepared, baby, to voice your opinions in the chat. You could be here. It will be streamed on Rumble. It will be streamed on X. It will be streamed on Kick. We'll be on YouTube if the commies allow us to. And we will be here at 4 p.m. At Pacific Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for all of you guys. So be there or be square, but I'd really, really love for all of you to come hang out and to let me hang out with you. Open up your house to me, the Bald Brad Show. With that being said, we do have memberships. We do have opportunities for you to join our community. I would really love your help and support in doing so. With that being said, pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for better days. And by the way, pray for your family as well. And pray for all the patriots in the chat. Power of prayer is effective whether you're a believer or non-believer. I hope that you become a believer or seek out some sort of faith, because if you seek, you shall find. Take care, patriots.